It is Saturday, about 2 p.m. and I just want to welcome you back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. I'm Yvonne, and this is the name of my business is Comfort Zone. I make natural soaps, body butters, sugar scrubs, beard oils, skincare products, and then there's another side of the business which I started last year, Comfort Zone merch, which consists of embroidery, apparel. We do have scrunchies and things, and I do have some pouches, things like that. Our mini zippered pouches that I make here in the sewing studio. Downstairs is the soaping studio. So last year, went out of frame, but last year I started scrunchies, and I have 3 sizes, and this is the extra large size, and then I have a regular size, and I have mini. Now the minis and the regulars sold. It would be times we haven't even set up yet and they're buying scrunchies. All last year I sold 4 of the extra large scrunchies. So my mission that I've been doing, because this bag is completely full, and so what I'm doing, I'm going through each different design and taking them apart. Let's see, this is some that I took apart here, and then I cut them down to the regular size and the mini size. All of these sitting right here were extra large, so I'm cutting them down. So I wouldn't say I'm upcycling them, I'm recycling them. So that is the mission in the sewing studio. And also I realized that some of these materials that I had made into scrunchies are actually really kind of too thick. So some of them, I took them and turned them into pouches. So this cat pouch, that cat material, actually did better as a triangle pouch. Let me move this. Yeah, did better as a triangle. It's thick. It's a thick material. It's fleece. And yeah, did better as a triangle pouch. These are 8x8 when I start cutting them, and then inside is waterproof canvas, so if you spill anything in there, you're just able to just wipe it out. Quality zips, quality hooks, clasps. So that's the one thing too that I've discovered, that if it's not the straight cotton, the quilting cotton, things like that, it's too thick to be a scrunchie. So this will be a pouch also, and this one is a little thick. These are the skeletons. This one's a little thick. So the regular quilting cotton, they're going to turn back into scrunchies, but these thicker ones are going to be pouches. So that's what we're working on this half of the day. And then later on today, when my helper comes, we're going to go live and do a soaping session downstairs, and also do some packing for the next show, which is March 16th. It's on a Sunday. We're in Torrington at the AquaTurf. So we're going to have 2 booths there. One will be the skincare, and one will be sweatshirts and the pouches and the scrunchies. Yep. So stay tuned. I'll be back soon. So the next step in this process is trying to get some of these wrinkles out. So getting the wrinkles out helps me to cut them down to size, because the extra large scrunchies are 9 inches wide, whereas the regular is 6 and the mini is 4. So get these down to get the wrinkles out so I'm able to cut them down. They're gonna be scrunched back up. Is that a word? Anyway, so it doesn't have to be completely wrinkle free, but in order for me to cut it, I need to have a flat surface. So I will get these ironed out, then get it over there on the mat and cut them to size. And like I said, this will be a scrunchie. The thicker material, I'm turning them into pouches because to me I didn't really notice it, but they were a little too thick to be scrunchies. To my liking anyway, but I have no use for scrunchies now. Now that we have no hair. Now, just give me a minute. It'll grow back. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time in my life that I have cut all of my hair off. I did it when I was 16. I did it when I turned 50. I did it when I went natural. I was probably in like my 40s. And then I recently did it when I went to the locks. So, but they were getting a little heavy, and I kind of did miss my natural hair, but they were pulling. I couldn't even sleep right. And I don't want it to be where they're pulling so much that they're pulling your edges. Because I have seen some people with locks, and I'm like, how do you not have any edges? This is such a carefree type of style. I don't know. I don't know if maybe they just ignored that part and just kept it going, but nah, I'm not trying to go there. So, yes, I'm going to get these ironed up and then get them cut to size. And that should be it. So what I thought was recording wasn't recording. So I've got the red cut down to size. So these are all 6 inches wide now, and these will be regular size scrunchies. Since I already have two pouches, 2 triangle pouches, what I'm going to do with the rest of the material is make them to mini pouches. So they have to be cut 7 by 6, and these are the mini pouches. So we'll turn this material into that, and nothing's going to waste. It's all recycling here. Upcycle, recycle. Yeah. So what I thought was recording earlier was not recording. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 20. If I put it on 20, make it 7. So I was saying that someone asked me this week, why do I do the businesses? And I'm like, it's sort of like for my mental health. I come home from work, I'm like, I don't really have much to do. And this was an outlet. You know, I can create something that's beneficial to people. I don't know how much a pouch is beneficial, but the skincare stuff, yeah, but and I get to do all those skills that I learned when I was young. So, and it brings back memories. My mom was like the first impression I have with sewing, and then learning to do it in school. The teacher didn't like the way that my mom taught me how to sew, so she was like, "You're never going to learn how to sew. You don't follow directions." Why do teachers do that? Like, how does that help you by bashing a kid's dreams? I was livid. But I'm like, yeah, I'm going to learn how to sew. I wish I knew that where that teacher was. I would go back to her because I'm petty like that. But, yeah, how do you tell a kid that they're never going to learn how to do something? How about you just teach them the right way? But, yeah, so that's how I got into sewing. And sewing I didn't learn how to do pattern making like my brother does. He went to FIT. I went to Claire Barton. Didn't do anything with nursing, but I did stuff with business because I worked one week in school, and then I guess it's called a co-op program. So I worked 1 week in school and 1 week at a job as an intern. So 15 and 21. But that was my thing at Claire Barton. It wasn't for nursing, but it was for business. And look how that came full circle. It's just so weird. But yep, that is. But the soaping, that started out of a necessity because my son was really having a bad time with his eczema, and the dermatologist told us that the steroid cream is going to thin out his skin eventually. And I'm like, we don't want that. So I did a lot of research online to see, what I could do naturally to help with his eczema. And it was a process. And he wasn't like young, so he's got outside friends telling him to try this and try that. And the things that they were telling him to try was just drying out his skin even more. It's like, I know people swear by that Dr. Bronner soap, but they told him to use the peppermint soap, and that was making his skin terrible. So when I made that oatmeal bar, that was the first soap I made, and I changed his detergent. It was a fight to just have him use. I think at the time we were using Dreft, and saw an improvement in his skin over time, and it wasn't even a long time. He just had to be consistent with what he's doing, and after a while his skin started improving. We didn't need that steroid cream, so that was tried and true. And then I made that soap for the family, and they tried it and they liked it. And then I don't know how it came about that I'm gonna start a soaping business, but that's how it came about, and that's how it's been ever since. But I love connecting with people at shows. I love it. It's really a good feeling that you make a product that enhances someone's life. And whether it be a bag, a soap, a butter, it's cool. And it gives me something to do when I come home from work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So they're 6 inches by 7 inches wide. That is the mini pouch. So that's what I'm cutting now. But yeah, so that's my why for starting the business. And I love when market season is over. It's so depressing because you don't get to see these people. I mean, it's not easy setting up and going to shows and unpacking and packing, and that part is crazy. But the part of getting out and meeting people, that is so cool. And I love that part. So now it's like I've got a show coming up March 16th, and it'll be 2 tables that we'll have, and I thought of how I'm going to do the setup. Last year was a learning curve with the merch, so we'll put all of those things that I discovered into play. We'll see how that goes. Yep. So now we'll get to sewing the scrunchie part. So now that I finish those 3, I'm going to just close up the opening. There's white thread in here, so, and there's white in this, so I'm just going to stitch it. If I can find the opening. Here we go. And I do quality check on all of them, make sure that I got rid of all of the strings. Sometimes you do miss something, but put it on a smaller stitch length. So whatever material I started off with, I had to find this one online because I refused to go to Walmart or Target. So, well, I never got material from Target, but I definitely got it from Walmart. So those, once those are gone, it's gone. I don't know if I like that. Nope, I'll have to hand do it. So I don't know if this is called I think it's a blind stitch. Or it could be both. Blind stitch, slip stitch. But it's just a small opening. Like, I'm not making this scrunchie by hand. I definitely wouldn't be doing that. But that white thread top stitching was screaming. So I just go in here and close this up, hand stitching it. It's literally probably 5 stitches. And you're not going to see it. But yeah, so this is a project, and it's definitely last year. I made so many of those extra large, and they didn't sell online or in person. But the other sizes definitely sold, and the satin ones do really well. So I just said before the heat of the season starts, I will get these ready. It increases the inventory on the other ones for sure. So that's the 3 of them. I'll just start the pouches now and get that done. So for these pouches, I put the fusible Pellon, I put it on, I make sets. So I have 2 with the interfacing, and then the lining doesn't have it. So right now, I've got 2 pouches. Because I use the same fabric for the lining. I just find it easier. So now I just have to do the zippers, the end caps, and then stitch them up. So I went through my checklist, and all of the soaps for the show are packed in here. So I've got Ivan, and for each row we've got 8 of each bar that we're taking. We're taking 16 cents altogether, so it would be 8 of each of those cents. Our next show is March 16th, and we're at the AquaTurf in Torrington. So these are done. I'm just going to carry these in the other room. I'll be right back. So these are the excess turmeric bars that have come due, and these are my clear labels that I put on my boxes. So these are just going to go with what inventory is I have over there on the wall. And that's all the soaps that are fully cured, and now they just have to be boxed up and put in the other box. I don't leave my soaps bare because I feel like the surface scent is gone, and then I don't need people at my booth. I can't smell it. Yeah, you're right. You can't smell it because I left it open and it doesn't have a scent. So I make sure that they're in boxes. And what happens after they're sitting out there on that baker's rack for 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, the surface scent is somewhat gone, but as soon as you put them in these boxes and they're in the boxes even for a day, the scent comes back and is strong. So that's the reason why when I have shows, the tester bar that I use, it goes back in a box for the next show, because that keeps the scent fresh. That's the last thing you want to hear at a booth, that your soap has no scent. After I'm telling you it's turmeric and it's the essential oils in there is turmeric, ginger, and bergamot, and all you smell is nothing. So that's the reason I pack my things like this, and that's just me. There's 1,400 ways to pack up soaps. I'm just telling you mine. So each one of these, I try to keep it straight. It is a clear label, but you can clearly see when it's on here wonky. So now I just got to get a box for these, and this is another box for the show. My goat's milk, my oatmeal, and I put that on my checklist on the phone to know that I've packed it already. So now these extra turmeric bars can go in this box and go on the shelf. And I separate the soaps with these cardboards in between because it keeps them from bouncing up against each other. It keeps the boxes straight. Only thing is I kind of run out of cardboard dividers. Boxes that I get in, I just cut them up. So each soap that's in the box has dividers in between, and all these have the label on it, so they're just gonna go on the shelf. I feel like I'm really going to be on track with keeping up with inventory. My organization skills are, you would think they'd be better, but you're organized like January, February, March, but as soon as market season comes in, stuff just goes haywire. So I just got to just cross out whatever soap was in here before and just put the label trying to keep up with writing small. So now this goes on the shelf and you're done. Now these are the ends. I need the knife to cut them. These are the samples that go out when people place orders. So they go in these, I forgot what they call these. What's the name for it? Glassine. These glassine bags, they go in here. So if you place an order and you've never, if I have the time, I'll look over your account to see if you ever ordered turmeric, and if you haven't, that's what I'll see. Plus, I also look to see what type of soaps the person orders. If you're ordering sandalwood and dark and stormy and things like that, I'm not going to send you Love Jones because it's clearly not your type of soap that you like. You like more earthy scents. So I would send you turmeric. I would send you sea moss. You know? At least that's my thinking. I've never really went back to check to see, well, did that person order turmeric? But you never know. All right, so they get labeled also, and I have a box with samples. I need 2 more bags, glassine bags. This hand from nowhere comes out. All right, and these bags keep the scent also. And it's a progression. You know, I went from shrink wrapping. I went from cigar bands to shrink wrapping. And it just, as the business grew, I just invested back into it and got a little bit more professional. All right, so that's boxing up. So now I'm going to get some stamping done. So these soaps over here on the baker's rack have been stamped, and some of them are ready to be boxed. Like this is Miami Beach. It already has the logo stamped in it. So all of these have been stamped already, and they're ready to, depending on the date, and most of them are ready because my second round was February 22nd, and that is just tomorrow. So these are all ready to be packed up, and these right here are now going to be stamped on the green trays, and they'll go on the baker's rack when it's done. I'm going to show you how we stamp the soaps. So Evie has these all, yeah, I'm saying your name. Had them all laid out. These are lavender bars, and they haven't been stamped yet, as you can see. So she's got the mallet, and she's got my logo, and she's gonna go ahead and stamp. It's gonna be loud. So she puts all those over there. What's not stamped yet. Once she finished this batch, see what I mean? She's anal. So those will go over there. And then once she's finished everything, then it goes on a green tray. So I've got on this tray Dark and Stormy and Ayana. This is Lavender and Lime, and these are going to be boxed up and put on the inventory racks, because these are fully cured now. So we got a lot done yesterday. We did a lot of sewing and just doing that ongoing project I have of turning my scrunchies, the extra large scrunchies, back into regular scrunchies and minis. So that's a little recycling work we're doing with the that merchandise. And then downstairs, we're finishing up the soaps that have just, the second round of soaps that came due. We stamping them and getting them boxed up and ready for sales and ready for shows. So I want to thank you for joining us here on the channel, and our community is growing, and I'm happy to see that. So if you have any suggestions or something you want to see on the channel, just let me know below, and we'll try to get that done. And just remember, it's not a bad thing to be in your comfort zone. And thank you for joining us. Take care.